r/Askreddit. What are you terribly afraid of? That my life already peaked and that was as good as it gets. Answering making phone calls to buy people I don't know or haven't met in real life yet. Weird case of telephobia, if that's the right word to use here. Edit. Thanks everyone. I wasn't suspecting this much help and upvotes. But more importantly the help and how much people can relate to this. That all my friends might leave me one day and I'll be all alone. Needles penetrating my veins. The death of my mom. I can't bear it. I might just die from frickin' grief. Currently I'm afraid of losing my mom who has been diagnosed with breast cancer. Edit. Thank you everyone for the input and kind words towards my mum. She is a strong woman so hopefully it all goes well. Alligators. Crocodiles. Brain aneurysm. Elephants and large, open quantities of water. Fortunately, the two do not mix outside of a potential Terry Pratchett novel. I'm afraid that my best friend is dead and rotting somewhere with a needle sticking out of his arm. He probably just couldn't put together the money to pay his phone bill this month or something like that. But when you've witnessed someone overdosing and being revived more than once and you know they're still doing what they do, it's hard not to worry when they drop off the face of the earth. Living an unfulfilled life. While mountain climbing. The sun getting in my eyes so badly that I can't see what I'm grabbing and it turns out to be someone's naked ass. Alzheimer's. Deep dark water. Thalassophobia I think is what it's called. Losing my husband. Also having to live in some kind of apocalyptic post-apocalyptic world and things that may lead to. Losing my partner. Presenting to a group of people. I am trying not to freak out about my confirmation seminar at the end of the year. I get anxiety just thinking about it. Dying without experiencing love or not doing the things I haven't done. At this moment, being kidnapped and tortured thanks to a horror movie I watched this morning. Not being in the center explosion of a nuke. If there is a possibility of a nuclear attack I don't want to be the surrounding aftermath. I want to be ground zero. Radiation poisoning and dying a slow painful death like that doesn't appeal to me at all and it sounds super terrifying. At least at ground zero you have a high chance of being vaporized and possibly not feeling a thing. Failing my kids. I try to be there for them. Support what they do. Try to work my ass off to pay for their college. But the negative influence from my ex always has me worried. Ending up like my parents. Wasps. I can deal with bees. They are friendly little flower fuckers. Spiders are just natural insect deterrents. Any bug or creature I can deal with. But wasps. Those bastards scare the hell out of me. They want to attack because you exist. No other reason. You don't gotta piss them off. Your existence is enough justification for them to ruin your day. Being convicted of a crime I didn't commit and spending my life in jail with no hope of being acquitted. Edit. Jesus rip my inbox. Heights. Dying with regrets. Not living the life I wanted. Falling in the shower. I'm by no means old. But there is literally no one around to save me if that happens. Dying with an empty stomach. Being dragged by the collarbones like someone digging in so deep that they can grab the bone and pull. Losing the person I love. Needles. Specifically taking anything from my body with a needle. Tattoos are fine. Butterflies and never marrying. Becoming pregnant. The dentist. Sadly. Driving. It kind of makes life hard. Wasps and hornets. Although I think it's more of a phobia. Once I was playing a massive crazy goal course when a wasp flew towards me. So much adrenaline was pumping through me that there was a blurry flash and I was at the end of the course. Reality. Edit. Also bugs. Never finding love. I'm afraid my mother will find out the next time I'm in the country and use her connections to have me sectioned as a way to keep me in the country for a few extra days. We've got a bad relationship. And I am happy where I live now. Every time she talks to me it's about how I need to come home. Heights. Homelessness and being isolated while homeless and dying slowly in the cold alone. Dying. Edit won my first Reddit Silver Award. Thank you, kind stranger. Being stumped by hard questions on our Askreddit. It changes. But it's usually some kind of unsatisfied curiosity. Something unlearned. Or like an experience not had. My mom dying. Spiders. Any type of insect or arachnid really. Rats and mice. Not sure why, but those fuckers terrify me. My irrational fear is being faced with a bear attack when I am unarmed. No pepper spray. When I am with my family kids. Armed pepper spray okay. Unarmed by myself okay. Unarmed with my family would be no bueno. The future. Anything can happen and you can't control it. Cancer. Sharks. As a parent. Everything. My fears are either existential or things that will never happen. I woke up to a weird scratchy tingly feeling on my left eyelid. It was a fucking thick spider with apparently effective to human venom. It fortunately didn't bite me. Because it would have cost me one eye. Arachnophobia, that is. The day that will prove that this is a simulation. Losing a loved one. Civil war in my country. Heights. Human interaction. You fucks are scary. Deep in the ocean. Make fun of me if you want, but I hate the darkness. It's just the basic blindness you have in it that just terrifies me. Not finishing college. Being trapped somewhere with no easy means of escape like a prison or a meaningless boring job. Growing up. The future. I was raised in an Asian household where parents secluded their children and would raise them to be super dependent. I never had part-time jobs, and when you're done with school they would just expect you to magically know what to do. Now that I'm done with college I just feel so lost and terrified. Calling my girlfriend by my ex's name. The appointment I've got with my doctor in an hour, I had to call the local mental health crisis team as I was suicidal. Now the doctor wants to give me the once over. Maybe I should have packed a bag for when they cart me off to the loony bin. Not terribly afraid. But more of uncomfortable. Piñatas. The idea of my child going missing. Going through life not being genuinely happy, and also maybe dying alone. IDK. Sharks. Living long enough to see the world turn to shit. Weird people who walk around bus interchanges screaming and saying odd things while I can't decide whether they're on drugs. Batshit crazy. Homeless or all at once. Being wrongly accused and convicted of a crime. Being paralyzed. $1 million baby style. Fuck that. I have trypophobia. It's an aversion to irregularities in patterns or bumps in naturally occurring stuff. Cutting into an onion and realizing it's double cord gives me ice cold rushes down my back and makes me go pale and weak. Having an injury so bad I won't be able to enjoy the things I love doing again. Hiking. Skiing. Climbing. And also failing out of my PhD program and disappointing everyone. Myself included. Weird, but being homeless with no money and no help from any friends or family members. It scares the shit out of me. I sometimes think about what I will do and how I will survive the winter. It makes me sad just thinking about it. How I'll have to dumpster dive for food or shelter, etc. I have somewhat of a plan if it ever happens to me, but I don't know why I put so much thought into this scenario and why I am super scared of it. I did grow up poor. Big ass flying cockroaches. Absolute nightmare.